Here are the absolute worst picks in rounds 6 through 10 in fantasy football this year. All right, now up first we have in round 10 Brandon Aiyuk. Brandon Aiyuk obviously suffering from a torn ACL/MCL last year in week 7 versus the Chiefs. He is currently recovering well, I've heard, and is seeking a week 7 or 6 return, but I don't see him being a viable fantasy option, and I definitely don't want any part of him if he's going to miss the first 7 weeks at minimum. There are a lot of other factors, such as his performance prior to getting injured and the pressure that's going to be on him to perform. I just don't want any part of it. It's too rich for my blood. There are other players I'd rather have around him. Up next, in round 9, we have Cam Scatabo, who is currently dealing with a hamstring injury. There was some thoughts he would go on IR, which means he would miss a chunk of the 2025 season, if not all of it, but he was cleared to return to limited practice. However, he is listed as the third running back on the depth chart, ninth round pick for somebody dealing with an injury. We don't know how it's going to affect him, and being listed third on the depth chart right now, going in the ninth round, I don't want any part of it. I'd rather take my chances with someone else. Up next, in round 8, we have Chris Godwin. Now, Chris Godwin finds himself on the physically unable to perform list with an ankle injury. He is going to be out for at least the first 4 weeks of the season, rehabbing that. And I think his time is just past at the current moment. Emeka Egbuka looks to be prime for that role in the Buccaneers offense as that guy opposite Mike Evans, set to take over. He's younger, he's fresher, he's going to dominate, and by the time Chris Godwin comes back, I believe that his role will be on Emeka Egbuka, and he'll still be getting back into the swing of things. I'd much rather have him around later, avoid Chris Godwin. Up next, in round 7, we have Brian Robinson, and I feel like he is the odd man out in the Commanders. They've already been shopping him around. He looks to be on the chopping block, and Austin Eckler and Ja'Cory Krosky-Merritt look to be taking over that backfield sooner rather than later. I don't believe he has as much fantasy value this year, and I think that he might be replaced by the end of the year. I would much rather have somebody else that's going in the same kind of range and avoid this backfield at all costs at the current moment. And last but not least, in round 6, we have Travis Hunter. I don't want any part of him playing both offense and defense 80% of the snaps. It's not worth a fantasy pick in my opinion, and I can't risk him getting hurt. Like and follow for more fantasy content.